Hello everyone, welcome to Tesseract News. Today we will be talking about one of the most controversial topics in Indian cricket. Should Indian players be allowed to play in foreign T20 leagues? Recently, in an interview with Irfan Pathan, Suresh Raina had stated that Indian players should be allowed to play in foreign T20 leagues, especially those who do not have a proper central contract and are not having match practice on a regular basis. And he also stated that the competition at the domestic level is going down to a much larger extent and is nowhere close to what it was before. So what Suresh Raina feels is that if Indian players who do not have a central contract, if they go and play in these foreign T20 leagues, they can improve their skills and come back stronger than before. Now this may seem like a pretty straight up argument and a pretty simple solution to this problem, right? However, there's more to it. And in order to understand it, we should go back to where it all started. In 2008, right? Where T20 cricket was not considered that much of a prominent format. Where T20 cricket was just growing. And then comes the Indian Premier League, the IPL, founded by the Board of Control for Cricket in India, basically the Indian Cricket Board. This is the first major, massive platform for T20 cricket. Now in IPL, there are so many crowd pullers from all around the world, mainly from India. We have Sachin Tendulkar, we have MS Dhoni, living legends of the game there in IPL. It was obvious that crowds will be attracted to these players. People will watch television to watch this particular match. The response the Indian Premier League got was massive. So in order to capitalize on this, the BCCI, who were already making a lot of revenue from IPL through broadcasters, through endorsements, what they did was they convinced all the other cricket boards in the world to not have any international matches at the time in which the IPL is happening. Now this was to ensure that the best quality players are available during the Indian Premier League and the quality of cricket is at its fullest. However, this was when there were no other T20 leagues in the world. And then there came other T20 leagues such as the Big Bash League, the NatWest T20 Blast, the Bangladesh Premier League, the Pakistan Super League, the 100 as of now. And there are so many, the Caribbean Premier League, there are so many other T20 leagues which are happening. But the BCCI does not allow Indian players to play in those T20 leagues. Now this is primarily because of the fact that Indian players like Virat Kohli, your Rohit Sharmas, your Jasprit Bumrahs, they want the crowd to be attracted to these people. Now they want to keep it to themselves. If these players go and play in the Big Bash, the Caribbean Premier League, then the IPL would not have that extra value, the extra importance which fans and other cricket boards give to them. And the BCCI do not want this to happen. And this seems like a pretty valid point, right? Due to this very factor, the BCCI had decided to not let these players, the Indian players who are already under IPL contract with the franchisees, to not be allowed to play in foreign T20 leagues unless they receive a no objection certificate from the governing body. And what is the reason for these contracted players to actually go and play in these foreign tournaments? Now the contracts that I am talking about right now are the central contracts, are the contracts which are given to the Indian team, the A plus category, the A category, the B category and the C category. These players have no need whatsoever to go and play in those foreign tournaments. And these players who are in the central contract are mainly your crowd pullers. And the reason why they do not need to go to these foreign T20 leagues is number one, because they do not have any financial problems. The BCCI is giving them is giving them a really nice salary, and they also earn a lot through IPL. And number two is because of workload management. Now, when the BCCI makes the schedule, discussing with other cricket boards, what they do is that they look at the workload management. They look at the workload each cricketer gets. So they see that it does not exceed a particular limit, because there is more scope for injuries then. So there is absolutely no need for these contracted players who have basically the central contract to go and play in foreign tournaments. Now, coming to the non-contracted players, the players who do not have a central contract, they do not have enough match practice. They do not have enough chances to go and improve their game. Now, what is the harm in sending these non-contracted players to go and play in foreign tournaments? They're only going to come back stronger. And these non-contracted players are not essentially crowd pullers who you want to preserve with yourself. Now, if there is a chance for a player to go and make the extra money, to go and improve himself or herself in that particular aspect of the game, then there shouldn't be any issues with that. What we believe is that the BCCI shouldn't have norms on all these other non-contracted players as well. However, they should also encourage them to take part in domestic cricket, and because the reason why the level of domestic cricket in India has gone down by that much is because these good players, they do not take domestic cricket that seriously. And by giving more emphasis to domestic cricket, the level of domestic cricket will increase and the competition will increase, and that will benefit India as a whole in the cricketing terms. It will benefit the BCCI, more talented players, more crowd pullers in terms of revenue as well. So we definitely believe that the contracted players should not be allowed to play in the foreign T20 leagues due to the fact that they can be prone to injuries, and because they have already receiving enough amount of money from BCCI. However, these non-contracted players who want to prove themselves and not end up playing 10 years in domestic cricket, they want to prove themselves. They can play quality attacks in different conditions. Give them a chance to prove themselves to the rest of the country and to the rest of the world. Prove that they deserve a chance.